During a math lesson at an elite private school, Barron Trump was called to solve a complex equation. When he struggled, the teacher publicly mocked him, sparking immediate tension. Witnesses say the atmosphere turned icy as Barron's classmates watched in disbelief. The teacher's harsh words crossed the line from criticism to humiliation. But no one expected what happened next. Instead of staying silent, Barron calmly stood up and delivered a sharp retort. His words were not angry but calculated, exposing the teacher's unfair treatment. The room fell silent as his response echoed. Even the teacher was left momentarily speechless. Students later described it as a mic drop moment. Sources reveal this wasn't the first time the educator faced accusations of belittling students. Former pupils claimed the teacher often targeted high-profile children, possibly to assert dominance. Parents had previously complained, but the school administration allegedly turned a blind eye. A student secretly recorded the exchange, and the video quickly went viral. Twitter and TikTok exploded with debates. Some defended the teacher's strictness, while others praised Barron's composure. The hashtag Justice for Barron trended worldwide within hours. Donald and Melania Trump reportedly demanded an urgent meeting with the school board. Insiders say they were furious but measured, focusing on accountability rather than vengeance. Barron, however, asked his parents to handle the matter privately. The administration initially downplayed the incident, calling it a misunderstanding. But as pressure mounted, they announced an internal review. Critics accused them of protecting the teacher due to tenure. Meanwhile, students staged a silent protest, wearing respect over ridicule pins. Classmates anonymously shared their experiences, revealing the teacher's pattern of targeting students. One said, they'd mock anyone who struggled, but Barron was the first to call it out. Others admitted they felt inspired by his defiance, calling it a turning point. Psychologists condemned the teacher's methods, stating humiliation harms learning. Dr. Elena Torres noted, a good educator builds confidence, not fear. Meanwhile, teaching unions debated whether stricter oversight was needed in elite institutions. Democrats cautiously avoided comment, while Republicans framed it as anti-Trump bias. A GOP congressman tweeted, even kids aren't safe from the left's bullying. The narrative quickly polarized, overshadowing the core issue. Journalists uncovered old social media posts where the teacher mocked conservative politicians. Critics accused them of ideological bias, while supporters argued it was irrelevant. The school faced calls to release employment records. Contrary to the teacher's insinuations, Barron's transcripts showed above-average grades. Tutors described him as quiet but diligent, debunking claims of entitlement. The smear campaign against him backfired spectacularly. The school student council drafted a petition demanding respect from faculty. Over 80% signed within a day. Even teachers privately expressed support, revealing a broader cultural clash in education. Internet creators immortalized the clash. One popular edit showed Barron dropping a mic with the caption, Gen Z's new icon. The teacher became a villain in viral skits, further pressuring the school. Under fire, the educator issued a vague apology, claiming they never meant to offend. Few bought it, especially after students leaked audio of them complaining about snowflakes in the faculty lounge. After a week of turmoil, the teacher was placed on leave pending further review. The board promised reforms, but skeptics questioned if this was just PR. Barron's supporters declared a partial victory. Unlike his father, Barron avoided the spotlight. He returned to class without fanfare, earning respect for handling the ordeal maturely. Peers noted he seemed unbothered but aware of the impact. Outlets that initially spun the story as Trump kid melts down faced backlash for misreporting. Fact-checkers highlighted their bias, forcing retractions. Public trust in media dipped further. The incident reignited discussions about teacher conduct. Some argued for old-school discipline, while others pushed for empathy-driven education. The divide mirrored broader cultural wars. Commentators pointed out the school's motto, excellence with integrity, contrasted sharply with its tolerance for bullying. Alumni shared stories of similar hypocrisy, sparking calls for systemic change. Teens nationwide hailed him for standing up to authority. Educators used the incident to discuss respectful dissent, with some dubbing it a teachable moment for adults. Rumors swirled that the teacher would resign to avoid termination. Parents threatened lawsuits, and recruitment agencies hesitated to hire them. Their career hung by a thread. By avoiding aggressive media statements, the Trumps let public opinion work in their favor. Analysts noted it was a rare display of restraint, contrasting with their usual tactics. Districts nationwide reviewed policies on teacher-student interactions. Some implemented respect workshops, while others doubled down on traditional methods, deepening the divide. Though he never sought attention, Barron's stance inspired a movement. Hashtags like #StudentsDeserveRespect trended, and schools saw a spike in student-led advocacy groups. Beyond politics, the incident highlighted a simple truth: respect is non-negotiable. Whether in elite academies or public schools, the era of unchecked teacher power might finally be ending, thanks to a kid who dared to speak up. In the weeks following the incident, the school became a battleground of opinions. Some faculty members defended the teacher's methods as tough love, while others openly criticized the lack of empathy. Students formed factions, some supporting Barron, others siding with the teacher out of fear or loyalty. The administration struggled to maintain order as tensions spilled into hallways and parent-teacher meetings. Anonymous sources leaked internal emails showing that some teachers had privately complained about the educator's behavior for years. One email read, "Their approach is damaging, but no one dares to speak up." The revelation fueled outrage, with parents demanding transparency. The school board faced accusations of fostering a toxic environment. High-profile figures, including actors and musicians, voiced support for Barron on social media. Some shared their own stories of school humiliation, praising his courage. A-list celebrities like Taylor Swift and LeBron James tweeted messages of solidarity, further amplifying the conversation about bullying in education. The educator's relatives gave a controversial interview, claiming the backlash was blown out of proportion. They argued that the teacher was simply passionate about discipline and accused the media of twisting the narrative. Their defense only intensified public scrutiny. A group of students organized a walkout, chanting "respect, not ridicule," as they marched outside the school. The protest was live-streamed, garnering millions of views. Politicians and activists joined the discussion, turning it into a national movement against teacher bullying. Following the scandal, several wealthy families withdrew their children, citing concerns over the school's culture. Enrollment applications plummeted, and donors threatened to pull funding. The institution faced its worst PR crisis in decades. Paparazzi began aggressively following Barron, hoping to capture his reaction. However, he remained composed, avoiding confrontations. Critics condemned the media for harassing a minor, while others argued his family was used to the spotlight. A retired teacher from the same school came forward, admitting they had witnessed similar behavior for years but felt powerless to intervene. Their confession added weight to the allegations and pressured the board to take stronger action. Inspired by the incident, organizations launched nationwide initiatives promoting kindness in classrooms. Hashtags like #TeachWithRespect gained traction, and schools adopted new policies to prevent similar situations. Reports surfaced that the educator had sought therapy due to the overwhelming backlash. While some sympathized, others argued it didn't excuse years of misconduct. The debate over accountability versus compassion raged on. Unlike his father's fiery responses, Barron's calm demeanor impressed even critics. Political analysts noted that his handling of the situation showcased a new generation of leadership, one that prioritizes restraint over aggression. The administration announced sweeping reforms, including mandatory sensitivity training for faculty. However, skeptics questioned whether these changes were genuine or just damage control. International media covered the story, with educators abroad debating their own disciplinary practices. Some countries praised Barron's stance, while others dismissed it as Western entitlement. Rumors swirled that a major streaming platform was developing a documentary about the incident. Sources claimed producers were interviewing students and teachers for an exposé on elite education. Legal experts speculated whether the educator could sue for defamation or wrongful termination. However, public opinion remained firmly against them, making any legal battle an uphill struggle. Despite his reluctance, Barron's name was now synonymous with student advocacy. Some speculated whether he'd pursue politics or activism, while others hoped he'd be allowed a normal life. The incident reignited debates about how viral moments impact schools. Some argued social media holds educators accountable, while others warned of mob mentality destroying careers. Fed-up parents formed a coalition demanding stricter oversight of teachers. Their movement gained momentum, with some calling for a nationwide review of educational standards. Therapists reported an increase in students seeking help after the incident. Many admitted they feared speaking up in class, highlighting the lasting effects of public humiliation. After a lengthy investigation, the school board terminated the educator's contract. The decision was met with mixed reactions. Some celebrated, while others feared it set a dangerous precedent for academic freedom. But as the frenzy died down, Barron resumed his studies, avoiding interviews. Classmates respected his privacy, and the school slowly returned to routine, though the lessons learned lingered. The scandal became a case study in education conferences nationwide. Experts called for systemic changes to prevent power imbalances between teachers and students. ###48. The memes that define the era ***. Damn it. From Barron versus. The system edits to satirical sketches. Internet culture immortalized the clash. Even years later, the moment remained a reference point for student empowerment. Reports indicated the educator relocated and attempted a career change. Former colleagues described them as humbled but resentful, still blaming cancel culture for their downfall. Ultimately, the incident proved one student's voice could spark a revolution. Whether in elite schools or public systems, the demand for respect in education had never been louder, and it all started with a single clapback. In a twist nobody predicted, Barron befriended the teacher's most vocal former defender after discovering they'd both been victims of the same abusive coach years prior.